And greetings everyone, Lights and Gear is here with a flashlight review, and today I have something pretty new from the folks at Soonfire. This is the MX66 flashlight, USB rechargeable, as you can see from the box, and a nice picture of it on the front here. It's the hybrid series as they're identifying it as. And on the bottom of the box you have some basic information. This talks about the high and low output at 1060 for turbo, sorry about that, and 8 lumens on low. And here are your run times for both the highest and lowest mode. And you have your beam distance here of 337. It's impact resistant to 1 meter, and it's IPX8 waterproof to 2 meters. So again, this is the MX66, and on the back there's some more basic information here. It tells you basically how to use the light, and also regarding the charging aspect of it, and a few more bits of information. So the box is quite helpful as far as actually giving you a lot of information that's actually in the manual. So let's pop it open here and remove the contents. What pops out here immediately is a little notation or a little reminder as far as how to charge it, plus this little tail end here, which you can attach the lanyard to. And as everything else slides out, well, not quite everything. Here's the instruction manual, of which a lot of this is already put on the box itself. Here's the flashlight, and here is a belt sheath. Inside that is the USB charging cable, standard cable. And you also have an accessory package here. There's a lanyard. There's a spare O-ring, and there's also a spare. This is the USB cover here. They give you a spare one of those as well. So the flashlight's not terribly small, but isn't enormously large either. It's in the 5 to 6 inch range as far as length goes. And it's a reasonably attractive looking light with some nice, some nice moldings and so forth. Now you have your knurling down here near the bottom, which isn't too bad. A good strong pocket clip is attached. There's a rear switch here for tactical use. And here's the side switch, which does everything else. So turn it on via the rear switch, and then change the modes with the side switch. And here is the LED up in here, and if I'm not mistaken, unless I need to correct myself, this is an XPL LED, and the reflector is smooth, so you get a reasonable beam distance with the light. Let's take off the tail cap, because one of the other accessories with it is a battery. Here's the spring inside the cap, by the way, and there's already a battery inside the light. It is an unprotected NCR 18650BD, so this is more or less of a, if I'm not mistaken, this would be more or less of a Panasonic battery that they give you, so that's good quality. It's actually 2500 mAh, which isn't, which is okay. I mean, it's about the minimum amount of milliamp hours that that you would want for the average 18650. Most times, you know, above 3000 is good, but this is 2500, and it's not bad. Nice that they supply it. It is a flat top, as you can see there. So, and of course you can take off the head portion here if you don't want to remove the tail. Inside the head there is a spring, O-ring up here on this end, and down on the bottom as well. And here's your Soonfire, and it says here MX66. So as the battery would go in, of course, positive side up and replace the cap. So inside the manual, it does make sure you're aware of all the information that you need to know. The switch on the side is a battery indicator, and most of the time, as long as the battery is reasonably good and is not less than around 3.2 volts, this will be blue. So touching the switch, of course, without clicking the tail will do nothing. But if you click the tail just a little bit, of course, you'll get momentary light. Now, as far as the outputs are concerned, right here, it actually does list them in this form as part of the smart temperature control system. So right here, it actually shows you that the low is 8, and then the medium is 60, and the high is 3. That's the very low, so I pardon myself on that. 8 is very low, 60 is regular low, 350 is medium, and 650 is high, and 1060 is turbo. And this gives you a little bit of information regarding the expected run times on that, as well as their average temperature of the light running at those levels. And it'll also cut itself down. It's only supposed to run on turbo for about 3 minutes straight, and then it's supposed to decrease at that time as the thermal management kicks in. And of course, you can click back to the highest mode if you need to after that point, but just to know that it's supposed to automatically decrease, as it explains in this portion down here. So to turn the light on, give it a simple click, and let me turn the light off over here so we can take a better look at it. So let me see, I'm not sure what mode I'm on right now. Now you do see the blue here, so as soon as you turn it on, this will illuminate in blue, and it stays on throughout the entire time until you turn it off. Now if the battery were getting weak, this would be in red, and then if it gets critical, it flashes red. But other than that, it's solid blue. So pressing the button here will, of course, increase the output. There's the turbo. So here, this is the very low mode right now, which is, of course, like a moonlight or an ultra low or whatever you want to call that. And your beam is of a pretty good spot, a pretty good center spot. So this is the ultra low, and of course to click it we'll get low, and then medium, and then high, and then turbo. And turbo is pretty bright, especially with that center spot, which gives it that little bit of what appears to be extra brightness. And click it again, and you'll go back down to the very low again. And of course there is a memory on here, so wherever I leave it at and click it to turn off, it'll come back in the same spot. And if you want the highest output anytime, just double click the switch, and there you are in the turbo. Click again and it goes back down. For strobe, you'll actually press and hold the switch, and then you get strobe. And then if I click it again, it'll go over to SOS. And then if I click it again, it'll go back, as mode memory will take it to the mode it was on previously. So as you can see, it has some fairly standard but nice, simple operating procedures attached to it. It is, it has the standard glass lens, and it's virtually indestructible by means of its metallic body, of course, and has all the features that you would expect a flashlight of this type to have, but it's also very moderately priced. It doesn't cost quite as much as some of the other major brands, but falls somewhere in the middle. Let's actually take it outside right now and have a look at those outdoor shots. Okay, hope you enjoyed those. Now, I also neglected to tell you that you can also get to the very lowest mode at any time the light is on by clicking the button 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and I'm off to the very lowest output. So you can get instant turbo, instant strobe and SOS, and instant low mode at any point in time that you're using it. To do the charging aspect of it, let me just turn this light on over here. So what you would do, of course, is pull back the USB cover here, and here is your input, which is a USB standard. It's not a USB-C, so it takes a standard cable. I think I have one right over here, I believe. So of course plug your standard cable in, and what you would do is flip the switch, or click the switch, I mean. So you would put the standard USB in, and then plug the other end in, of course, and then click the switch to turn it on. Now the light will not go on as long as it's connected, but with this battery or any 18650 that's in the light, as soon as you click the switch with the USB connected, the light won't come on, but the charging aspect of it will, and this will be red as soon as you start charging the battery. So it'll come on in red, and then it'll turn to blue once everything is all said and done. So that's how you charge it. Don't forget to click the switch. If you don't click the switch, this will just kind of flash in. This will just do like a quick red flash, but it's not charging until you actually click the switch. And you can actually use additional batteries in this too. Not only will it take the single 18650, which it comes with, but you can also use CR123s, 16340s, and 18350s. So it'll take 2 of any of those type, but of course the charging mechanism will only work with the single 18650. But the other batteries can be used in place of that if you so desire. Of course, this comes with a flat top battery, so you want to make sure that whatever battery you use, if you don't use that particular one, you want to make sure that it's not too long for the cap to fit back on it. So that's just something to be aware of. Now, of course, there is my full written review at lightsandgear.com of the Soonfire MX66. My full review. There is a link to my full review below, and you can take a look at more outdoor shots and so forth, and indoor shots of it too, and read my full review, of which there's also a link to pick one up on Amazon, which offers it at a very competitive price, of course. So today, this has been the Soonfire MX66. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know below. And you can check out lightsandgear.com for flashlights, batteries, chargers, and more. I do thank you for watching, and talk to you next time. You have a good one.